Bike commuting is real. More and more people are turning to it.
In 2008, more bicycles were sold than automobiles.
We are walking to school to pick up Hannah and Amanda.
We can't just be about cars. If we're only about cars, we are going to literally choke on our own exhaust.
Saving money on the gas, saving money on insurance.
People who bike to work are just normal people. We're not weird, despite the outfits.
Normally bike to school every morning.
I have great access to all the bike paths. We can go almost anywhere on a bike path.
You need to walk. You need to know how to get around without driving.
This is the #2 bike city in America, which is pretty darn good considering our climate. I'm not satisfied yet. We're going for #1.
Almost 40% of the trips that are taken in the 7-county area are less than 3 miles. That's really a perfect distance for biking.
Bike Walk Twin Cities was started in 2005. It was part of the federal transportation bill called Safe-T-Lou. One of the focuses of our program is to encourage people in the Twin Cities to just try and make some of those short trips biking and walking.
I see cars that are stopped going both ways on 94. It makes me very happy that I'm not sitting there in my car.
And it's stressful and you never know what traffic you're going to find.
We've worked together to fund about 46 projects, planning projects, infrastructure projects, education projects to help encourage biking and walking and to make biking and walking safer and more accessible.
Bike Walk Twin Cities is why we can extend a number of our routes to connect out places like the university and Northeast.
Some of this is about recreating some of the connections that people had in the past.
It helps us to connect in a way we have not been connecting for decades.
Minnesota has, of all the states, the highest lane miles of bicycle facilities in this country.
We have 177 miles of bike trails here in the 7-county area, and by 2030 we want to grow that to about 880 miles of trails.
It is a way of getting out of the isolation of your single-occupant vehicle and being a part of the community again.
We've been able to add bike lanes, add sidewalks, make intersections safer.
If somebody gets down that street on a bike, or if somebody walks down that sidewalk instead of getting in a car, they lessen the traffic on that street. That doesn't take rocket science, but it does take a new way of thinking.
And certainly government can make a big impact by making their contributions and grants in order to encourage that behavior. But also it's just having information, knowing where the trails are, how to get from one place to the other.
If we made a mode shift of 10% to bicycling and transit, we would save the equivalent of all the oil we import from Saudi Arabia every year. That's 550 million barrels of oil. It can be done.
In the winter, I keep going.
I like walking in the winter because we'll have a lot of times we leave early and then have snowball fights on the way to school.
If you dress warm enough and just protect yourself, you're warm in 5 minutes.
It's really not that hard. Once you do it once, you kind of got your pattern set and it's pretty easy to do.
2 out of my last 3 employers have had locker rooms with showers.
A lot of employers have gyms nearby. You could get a gym membership, ride your bike to work, shower and change at the gym. So there's all different kinds of ways you can do it.
We need communities that are walkable and bikeable. There's a lot of communities that don't have basic needs met in a walkable distance, and that's an opportunity to be met. Businesses really need to provide bike parking that's easily accessible, that's at street level or visible, that's safe and well lit.
We've got a chance here to actually transform the way communities work.
Liberals like our parks and trails, moderates like our parks and trails, conservatives like our parks and trails.
This is something that the entire community has the power to do.
We have the power to make a decision every day. Is this a trip that I could take by bike or with my feet?
To change the world, the worst thing in the world we have to do is to hop on a bike. Hey, that's a pretty good deal to me.